yeah, I can say that I'm rather busy. This morning I teach in the school. I teach a civic, so because I teach civics subject, so I have to study again because this is not my, how I can say, my major, uh not my basic, I mean. So before I teach, I study hard about civics, and then I teach my students, and then for one class we have a daily examination about civics, because next weeks we will have a middle semester test in our school.
What's the other one? We have okay, Mr. Tin can never join on Friday. Well, yeah, so Mr. Tin will always miss my classes because she always has things to do on Friday nights. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, just Miss Vina, yeah, Miss Vina. And then for Miss Patri, we'll leave the class at 9. Yeah, exactly at 9. Okay. So I think we could just start off for today's lesson. And I already shared a little bit. Today we're going to talk about hot topic, yeah? Or basically a topic that is being discussed all over the world. Yeah. You know what happened, yeah, in Syria and Turkey? What happened in Syria and Turkey? Maybe anyone could guess before I share the screen. Syria and
Earthquake,
Turkey.
Miss.
Yeah. Maybe the topic is disaster.
Earthquake, yes, thank you very much. Mhm. Yes, disaster, yes, yes, well done. Thank you very much, Mr. Arif and Miss Putri. It's about disaster, which is still related to our last week's topic, yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Miss, before you continue, may I ask a question first?
Absolutely, yes, please.
Yes. When we talk about earthquake, I have ever heard about tremor.
Itu possibility ya. So when we feel tremors ya, possibility-nya adalah earthquake, tapi dalam apa ya, skala kecil berarti ya earthquake yang kecil gitu. Oke, gempa bumi tapi kecil banget gitu. So I think that was a tremor. You could say that as well. I felt a tremor. I think it was a tremor. Ya, kayaknya itu earthquake kecil, gempa bumi kecil. Another expression would be yeah, I think that was just a tremor. Kayaknya tadi cuma gempa bumi kecil misalnya. Orang-orang bisa bilang kayak gitu. Yeah, hey, good. Any other questions before I share the screen?
Not yet from me, Miss.
Okay, thank you,
So
Miss Putri.
yeah,
How about
before
you?
continue, maybe
Huh?
I will asking like some question. Did you ever
Please.
having some experience for disaster, Miss Saskia?
I ever been through a disaster? Yeah. Yes, absolutely. A couple of times, especially last year. You know, last year there was a earthquake in Cianjur, right? And Cianjur is
Yeah.
located really my city, Sukabumi, Cianjur. Yeah. I was in Sukabumi, so I felt the earthquake. There was not a tremor. There was a real earthquake. So what happened at that time? Me and my family immediately went out from the house and wait in one space. Luckily, there's like quite enough space ya. Terus lumayan spacingnya apa kayak lapangan kecil gitu depan rumah ya, and we stayed there a couple of times, beberapa kali. And floods, I also have experienced floods. And wow, just those two, yeah. Hopefully no more. Yes. How about you, Mr. Arif? Kalau floods, pernah nggak experience?
Absolutely. In Palembang, the real disaster is just flood. but because we live in near a river, it's called Musi River.
Musi.
Musi
Mm.
River. So when the Musi River is having yearly disaster, actually in 5 year disaster, the Musi River will be going up. What is called it? Uh, the water is going rising up and going to
Yeah,
flood.
right.
Yeah, flooding in maybe is half of cities. Yeah, in near the river, but it also 5 or 10 years in once, not always accident. But I think the government is going to learn from that. They also they're having some repairing the infrastructure, making some new solution to
Mm.
pumping the flood. Yeah, I think that is the disaster I experienced. It is just flood in Palembang, but also in South Sumatra we having volcanoes active. Is Dempo volcanoes. Yeah, there is
Okay.
disaster. Yeah, it's so long. They not active again. It's different like the Semeru volcanoes, Merapi volcanoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's different.
Yeah,
Yeah, in
context. We have a context before we move on to speaking session. Yeah. But before the context, we will have to prepare ourselves with some new vocabularies here. Well, probably some of them already known, yeah, by you. Already, probably know the meaning of them, but some of them we're not sure. So let's talk about it. Yeah. Devastating. What does that mean? Devastating. Devastating.
I don't know this.
Hmm.
I think
No.
uh, I think devastating is like huge destroyed, is really big impact of the the big impacted destroy apa huge destroyed or what is call it uh very damaging, yeah, damage.
Damaging.
Yeah,
Yes, yes. Damaging. So, you agree this is like um an adjective ya, kata sifat yang like you
yeah.
said, uh, like distracted ya, damaging, distracted. Yeah, I think that's great. Thank you, Mr. Arif Rahman. So damaging or distracted are a way to show or to explain a situation. Yeah. Oh, I think the earthquake. Oh, sorry. The magnitude, the a high amount of magnitude really is really damaging. Yeah, benar-benar merusak gitu. Destructive juga sama. Devastating, however, bisa ditunjukkan untuk perasaan as a person gitu. Um, I feel devastated gitu. I feel devastated. So what does that mean? Like depressed ya, depresi gitu. Depressing, or the earthquake is devastating. Artinya earthquake-nya benar-benar parah gitu ya. Parah, bahaya, or um, merusak ya. Sama seperti damaging, destructed. I feel devastated. Devastated, I feel devastated berarti aku merasa depresi ya, mirip depresi. Okay, good. Number 2 ya, international aid or assistance. What does that mean? Do you know? Does anyone know the meaning of this? Yes, Miss Putri?
Pertolongan internasional, maybe.
Yes, amazing. Pertolongan. international. Bantuan, pertolongan, atau donor dari negara lain. We call it international aid or international assistance. Ada juga here, I didn't write that, humanitarian assistance ya. Assistance, pertolongan, bantuan kemanusiaan gitu. We will always get that. Indonesia juga dapat ya international assistance. Waktu kejadian di Cianjur juga dapat dari negara-negara sahabatnya. And the rescue teams, what is the meaning of rescue teams?
Tim penyelamat.
Tim penyelamat, yes, well done. Tim penyelamat. Survivors.
Penyelamat.
Survivors.
I'm not sure, Miss. Penyelamat, same or not?
Good guess. Good guess. But there is another apa yang lebih accurate ya, akurat. Jawaban yang lebih akurat. Survivors. So even though there are 39,000 dead people, there are also a lot of survivors in Turkey and Syria.
Oh, selamat.
Yes, orang-orang yang selamat. Ya. Orang-orang yang selamat dari kejadian. Beams and rubble. Oh, I'm not sure. Because we rarely use this to describe things. But do you know? Yeah, Miss Putri?
I don't know, Miss.
Severe. I think severe starts to get into trend. Yeah, a lot of people already use it, right?
Yeah, right. Severe.
Or it's just my feeling. Yeah. Dulu memang jarang ya, jarang pakai severe, parah gitu. Very, pakainya very bad gitu. But we could use this word to advance our vocabulary. Daripada bilang very bad, I feel a very bad headache misalnya. We could use severe.
Is it a slang word or not?
It's an advanced terminology. It's not a slang.
Okay, advanced terminology. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the explanation, Miss.
Very welcome. Yeah, glad that now we know better, yeah, about some vocabularies. Yeah, hopefully this is going to be useful, definitely. And I suggest you to revise and reread through this slide again, okay? For Mr. Arif and Ms. Putri. Authority.
Otoritas.
Otoritas, ya. Berarti seperti hello, Miss Vina. I can see you're joining. Yes, Miss Vina.
On my way.
Yes, that's okay. Yeah, you can join the class when you arrive. I can hear you are on your way. Yes. We're still going to be here. No worries. Yeah, at 9 o'clock we're still going to be here. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Miss Vina. So otoritas atau seperti so authority. Yeah, there's like a power into it, yeah. Otoritas. Aftermath. After, sesudah matematika.
Matematika. I just think maybe setelah matematika. I'm still confused about that.
Setelah matematika. Okay. How about Mr. Arif? What do you think, Mr. Arif? Setelah matematika? Aftermath.
Aftermath is kind of, sesuatu yang something is not like in just math, like unpredictable, uh, but it also have any impact, yeah, like can aftermath is the result. Yeah, I think it's the result of the
Yeah.
consequences. Yeah, there is my opinion about the aftermath.
Well done. Aftermath means the result of one incident ya, or accident, whatever it is. Pokoknya hasil dari sesuatu. Or we could say, um, yeah, in a sentence, yeah. Aftermath of the earthquake is tragic, or is damaging. Jadi setelah gempa bumi, hasilnya itu benar-benar tragis gitu ya, dan just really really damaging. This one right here, this time um, has been is claimed to be one of the most severe, yeah, natural disasters. Because why? Because it resulted, the aftermath of it, yeah, the aftermath of the earthquakes results in 39,000 dead people or more, yeah. Previously I read the article again, and some article states it reached 40,000 and more. So masih dalam apa ya, pencarian gitu, pencarian jasad. Volunteers from many countries have come to help. Yeah, good thing. A lot of people have sympathy for this. Of course, they show sympathy and they eventually help Turkey and Syria. However, tapi in northwest Syria, because all of them depend on humanitarian assistance. Sebelum earthquake juga mereka butuh namanya international aid, because yeah, what happened in Syria, ada perang, what is that? Perang sipil. Imagine day-to-day life, they're depending on humanitarian assistance, and when something like earthquake happen, they need more. Yeah, definitely. And the problem is that not all countries are in good relations with Syria. So it is, according to some media, and I got this from a European media. I think I got this from um what media? I will search on Google. Yeah, I still keep my history. Is that not all country can give aids to Syria, because there are groups, groups or authority other than the government in Syria. So that's the case in Syria, which I think is very important to talk about. Did you know that, Mr. Arif, or Miss Fina? Can you hear me, Miss Fina? Miss Fina still on the way, isn't she? Okay, I think we just could continue. Any questions about the context? The context was just for us to know a little bit, yeah, what's happening.
Absolutely, it's finished for the context. Not really. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. Okay.
thank you, Mr. Arif. Now, a couple of questions for us to brainstorm. Just choose one. I think we could choose something that very important to talk about. Yeah, describe the aftermath of earthquake that happened in Turkey and Syria. Talk about impacts to the people and their facilities. So if we could describe the aftermath of earthquake, when we talk about it, we already know that the magnitude is high and a lot of people died. So what adjectives can we use? Atau sifat apa yang bisa kita pakai to describe the aftermath? Yeah, Mr. Arif?
Maybe they having bad dreams and they accident like surprisingly crying aloud. I didn't know what happened with the dream. So yeah,
That's okay.
uh, But also
It's okay.
they realize everything is okay and they continue the sleeps. So what we're talking about? Let's speak.
Yeah. I was asking you to answer to this one, describe the aftermath. But then Miss Pina also could could actually speak. Yeah. So but for Miss Vina, if you're still hearing me, are you still listening to me, Miss Vina? All right, I see you there. You can
Describe
listen
the
to me.
aftermath. Oh yeah, it's
Yeah. So Miss Vina can listen to me. However, I think you will not be able to answer, yeah, due to the loud noises and probably going to have some signal issues. So if you could answer as well, Miss Vina, maybe it's better to write down ya, ditulis aja di chat box, ya, or maybe later after the recording I can ask you personally. But maybe for Mr. Arif, you
yeah,
could definitely.
will yeah, okay. Okay, I'm good.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yeah.
Miss Pina, or what happened next?
Maybe I will answer the next question after Mr. Arif maybe. Mr. Arif maybe
All right.
like this. This is I arrived in a cafe and then I will look for a place. So then maybe I can answer your question or this question maybe.
All right, Miss Vina. Your voice is a lot better now, and yes, if you can answer, that's great. Yes, so maybe you can, yeah, after Mr. Arif. Okay, Miss Vina, thank you very much, yeah, for letting me know. So maybe Mr. Arif, could you please, yeah, be the first one to try
Okay,
describe
I
this,
will
sorry.
describe the aftermath of earthquake that happened in Turkey and Syria. Talk about the impacts to the people and their facilities. So I think the situation in Turkey and Syria is kind of different, and they also had different country too. But disaster is not actually can be planet planet. Yeah, it could not be planet. So any situation we must face it the impacts. The people in Turkey maybe for the disaster is having passing away, and they
Yeah,
also having
they lost their
uh
family.
yeah, wounded, luka, like
Wounded,
wounded,
yes.
yeah, they will be wounded,
Wounded,
and it will be losing some materials like the uh house,
their
the
house,
transportation, and many
transportation,
things they
exactly.
have. So yeah, the people is really maybe sad
People people might be really sad.
or
Yes, yeah.
yeah, yeah, because they did not predicted the situation they must face it absolutely in disaster. So in Turkey and Syria, maybe they must facing that situation, and the impacts for the people in that country, yeah, they will be sad, they will be lost something, but they must be stronger than before. They must be healed from the government, and I think the situation will be good again, because not always government thinking about the people, but other people in other country will be supported. Yeah, supported they
Yeah,
things after the disaster. Yeah, absolutely. So and their facilities to aftermath of the disaster earthquake. Yeah, they will be destroyed. Absolutely, they will be
Got destroyed.
having some. Yeah, having some will be what it uh rubber and what is serpihan. What we
Oh yes,
talking about in the
beams.
last time. Yeah,
Yes, beams.
beams and what beams and rubbing. Yeah, what rubbers?
I
Beams and
suddenly got a whole
yeah.
second. Why I think of rubber now? Not rubber. Yeah, but here. Do you think
Wait
I
a
need
minute.
to stay in this slide? Kita
Beams
stay
and
this like in
rubble. Beams and rubble.
rubble, yes, for rubber. Yeah, suddenly think
Yeah.
of rubber too. Yes, yes, the language is the same. The word
Okay,
kind of the
beams
same.
and rubble. Okay, and let's continue about that. Beams and rubble.
Yeah, rubble.
Yeah, that
Yes.
situation of the aftermath, the building is destroyed. Yeah, there will be beams and rubble, but the building is will be need to create again, will be built it again in
Will
as
be built
fast as
again.
yeah, as fast as we as that call to be built it again because yeah, life is must go on. Disaster can be predicted and can be learned if that uh we faced it before. Like it's kind of like exam.
Mm,
Yeah, exam we can having some the trying out the pre-task and the real test is they will be facing something. So if we fail and if we success, there will be histories of the future. So it's kind of similar like the disaster when something they
mhm.
in that the histories about this disaster, so we can learn from the next situation we must face it. So yeah, I think aftermath of that two things, the person on the and the buildings, they will be sad and there will be beams and rubbles, but they can be learned from that, and they will be going to a good positivity in next time is in the future. Yeah, they will be building and they will be seeking the happiness again from the people and the buildings aftermath of that disaster.
Absolutely. I like the fact that you incorporate the positive effects, yeah, after this, because we've been talking about the negative effects, yeah, like people getting sad and other stuff, but that's a great another perspective to include. Thank you very much, Mr. Arif. And it's a good perspective to focus on. Thank you for your answer. That was amazing. Yeah, you tried your best to use the vocabularies we have used. Well done. Well done. Really, I'm really, really amazed yeah, with that. Um, okay, let me go to the question slide. Yeah. Question is, can you describe the aftermath of earthquake that happened in Turkey and Syria? And talk about the impact at the people, how the uh, Turkey people feel, how the Syrian people feel after the earthquake, and what happened after the earthquake. What are the things that damaged? The buildings are damaged, facilities are destroyed. Yeah, definitely. What else? So can you please tell us?
Okay.
Describe it like
Okay. And then I answer the same question like Mr. Arif, right? Not the
same
don't.
questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, from my perspective about earthquake in Syria and or Turkey, this is a very bad and very sad to see this condition because I see from video in many social media that
Yes, yes.
we can watch that many buildings it's broke so damaged and then a lot of people is trapped what is we say terperangkap, trapped in
Terperangkap,
the
yes, trapped, yes.
trapped
They got
in
trapped, yeah. Oh, yeah.
in the
They got
buildings
trapped
and
in beams and rubber.
yes. So I see many what is it, international aids from another countries come to Turkey and Syria to help them, and then I also see how many dramatical and heroic story about helping them in this situation. Like I see how the father still stay positive that his daughter still alive. So
Yeah.
uh, maybe lately I watched the video or news that one what dogs from international aid that help
Yes.
to helping them there is dying is died because
Yeah.
work
Uh,
very a lot of work to help them. So maybe this impact can be not just how many people or a lot of people lose their home and job maybe and families too. Uh, but maybe the sanitary condition is damaged too because this condition because what the damage of earth get
yeah.
uh,